you ready for a good laugh?
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what we have for you, because tonight we bring you the very best comedian Holland America could find in his price range. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Frank King.
61 be 62 next month. 61 be 62 next month. Made some middle-aged discoveries, lost some hair. Can you see this? Anybody know the medical term for this? It's hair peninsula. Can you? Anybody from Florida? This make you homesick? Little vein running down there like Interstate 95. Can you? You know what my biggest middle-aged fear in life is? Gonna break off and just be a little hair island. Little skin isthmus. Have to take my brush and make a little bridge out to it. Windy days be a drawbridge. Not going to do like a lot of comedians do and run my first wife down. Unless, of course, I catch her in my headlight. That's not true. She's a fine woman. We were high school sweethearts, college sweethearts, got married, realized we had very little in common. But you guys know what they say. Opposites attract. Yep. She was pregnant. I wasn't. I heard somebody say he's not wearing any socks. That's true. No socks, yeah. That's Carolina thing, yes. Matching underwear, by the way. Are you retired? Yes. And what'd you do when you had some ambition?
I was in human resources.
Human resources, HR, I see. For which outfit?
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe? I remember the toy G.I. Joe, yes. Oh, you mean the company called G.I. Joe? Oh, okay, yes, I've never been, but I know what you're talking about, yes. I'm thinking, G.I. Joe's got his own HR department? Really? As I recall, when I was a kid, Ken couldn't get into the Army, but in 1995, I had open heart surgery. I had a valve replacement. I had actually a valve transplant. Back then, you could get there were three kinds of valves you could get. There was the pig valve, which I could not have because I'm a Southerner. Every time I went past a barbecue place, I'd tear up. And a human valve. I got a human valve transplant. Yep, from a donor, either a cadaver or an attorney who wasn't using it. Now, the reason I mentioned that was, one night I'm on stage, I mentioned my operation in 1995, was doing the valve job, asked if there was anybody else in the audience that had, their chest cracked, and a gentleman right down front said yes, and I said, when did you have it done? 95, and what did you have done? Had a valve transplant, same thing I did. I said, where did you have it done? He said, Canada. And I said, well, see, mine cost at the time, which seems like peanuts now, but $37,000, of which my insurance company paid $1,500. My sister said $1,500 on a $37,000 bill? What is that, the tip? A friend of mine said, are you going to pay? Dude, first of all, it's $25 a month, and second, it's a heart valve. Do you seriously want to meet that repo man? As I said to the gentleman, how much did you pay for your heart valve transplant? And he said, $18. Okay, Canadians, what was the $18 for? Parking! I bumped into a number of Australians on the ship. Yes? Yep. Remember the first time it happened, I'm standing in the elevator, a guy turns, looks at me and goes, how you going? I said, I'm drinking my prune juice, I'm going fine, thank you. As if it's any business of yours. The interesting thing about that joke, everybody over 50 gets it. Everybody under 50 stares at me like Kim Kardashian at the New York Times crossword puzzle. And one of the reasons they loved him so much was they had built a platform for the comedians to stand on, so they got up a little bit, and Pat's 300 pounds, 3 feet wide, 3 feet tall, and he's walking across the platform, and he steps, and a board breaks audibly. Best ad-lib I've ever heard. He turns to the audience and he goes, nobody panic, it's just the stage I'm going through. So I enjoy doing cruises, as you might imagine. Oh, and you know what? This is a relatively young group. You guys know that? Well, I've done the world cruise. You guys know this? The longer the cruise, the older the passenger. Are you aware? Yeah. World cruise is 110, 115 days. We're talking old people and their parents. Every night, same thing for dessert, oxygen. I said, what's a mortician doing on a 115-day world cruise? He stands up and goes like this. Inventory. Is anybody here a mortician, retired or active duty? Anybody? Dark sense of humor, oh my Lord. I'm talking to the event planner a month before the event. She said, Frank, what is the name of your motivational speech for morticians? Okay, bear in mind I was kidding. I said, I call it thinking inside the box. She liked it so much I had to call it that. I was kidding. Here's the mortician's favorite joke. What's the most difficult thing about being a mortician? Trying to look sad at a $35,000 funeral. There's a little old lady standing at the front of the room at a senior center. She's got her fist balled up like this. Says the gentlemen who are gathered, if any of you boys guess what's in my hand, I'll spend the night with you. After about 30 seconds, an old guy in the back yells out, it's an elephant. She goes, close enough. I tried to be in the Department of Natural Resources, to be a forest ranger. I had to do an oral test, and I'm in the office, and there's a deer head with the antlers, on the wall, stuffed deer head. And he goes, what kind of deer is that? I said, I believe that's about a third of deer. He goes, Frank, it's a white-tailed deer. I go, how would I know that? It's in the other room. And you take a polygraph. The question is, have you ever had sex with a farm animal? Comma, even if only by accident. I said to the polygrapher, I said, look, I'm sorry. I understand the first half of the question, I really do. It's the disclaimer that fascinates me. You getting a bunch of big Washington farm boys in here who can't get past this question without the disclaimer? I swear to God, Your Honor, the sheep just kept backing up. And it's supposed to be a man patting down a man, a woman patting down a woman. But they were short-handed because it's Eugene. So there I stand, and this lovely young woman steps in front of me, looks me right in the eye and says this, Sir, are there any parts of your body more sensitive to touch than others? I hear the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other. So when she said, are there any parts of your body more sensitive to touch than others? I heard the voices, say it. You'll get arrested. And I'm not sure what the correct response is to her question. I do know the incorrect response. When she said, are there any parts of your body more sensitive to touch than others? I said, yeah, honey, and how much for that? And I forgot to put my little tiny tube of toothpaste, the 2.3 or 3.2 ounce, whatever, in the in the Ziploc bag, in the rubber bowl. And I left it in my knapsack. It goes through the x-ray. They see it, of course. TSA guy pulls it out, holds it up. It says Crest, C-R-E-S-T, right on it. But he goes, what's this? Say it. You're going to Guantanamo. Yeah, I'm not sure what the correct response is. I do know the incorrect response. When he said, what's this? I said, plutonium? Did you guys know that San Diego Airport has a basement? Do I have to tell you that I missed my flight? That's the bad news. Good news is, turns out my prostate's fine.